Picture this. We build these massive, incomprehensible AI brains.
Yeah.
Hundreds of billions of parameters. Just mind-bending computing power that has literally read the entirety of human knowledge.
Right.
And yet, what do most of us actually use them for?
Writing polite emails.
Exactly. Writing polite emails to decline a calendar invite. Beat the gap between this raw planetary scale capacity and our everyday human utility. It is staggering. It is just a profound disconnect.
It really is the modern paradox. I mean, people see the bleeding edge benchmarks, they read the headlines, and they just shrug
Yeah.
because it doesn't translate to their Tuesday morning workload, you know?
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we are looking at Google's Gemini 3.1 Pro. It was officially released in February 2026.
That's right.
And just for context, it scored a 77.1% on ARC-AGI-2.
Which is huge.
Yeah, that is an advanced testing framework designed to measure an AI's true reasoning skills rather than just its ability to memorize data.
But listen, we are entirely skipping the complex developer setups today. That is our real mission here. We have combed through the sources to find 7 copy-paste workflows. These are practical systems that make the free tier of Gemini do your actual heavy lifting work.
No coding required.
Right, no coding, just pure leverage.
We are going to climb a ladder of complexity today. We will start at the bottom by organizing flat, static data.
Okay.
Then we will structure the physical world, time, and geography. From there, we move into building interactive digital tools.
Sounds good.
And finally, at the top of the ladder, we will analyze the messy, unpredictable reality of human communication.
I love it. Let's jump right into step 1. The ultimate corporate headache.
Oh boy.
Turning flat data into visual stories.
Oh, absolutely. Monday morning rolls around, you have a massive CSV file full of sales data, and you have to present it.
The worst.
CSV files are miserable to read, and manually turning them into a slide deck usually takes, 4 hours of nudging text boxes around?
Exactly. So we start this workflow using Canvas mode. For anyone unfamiliar, Canvas mode is a split-screen workspace where the AI builds an editable user interface right next to your chat window.
Right.
You do not just get a wall of text. You prompt the model, upload your messy CSV files, and it generates a fully structured slide deck right there on the screen.
But I'm trying to picture this. Is it just spitting out like a bulleted text outline that I still have to manually copy and paste into PowerPoint?
No, it builds the actual visual presentation.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it creates a bold cover slide highlighting the main finding. It builds a source slide for your data transparency.
Wow.
It generates body slides laying out the strong and weak points. It even crafts a surprise slide with an unexpected insight it found in the numbers, followed by a clear closing direction.
That alone saves hours of formatting friction. But if you're presenting this to clients, it needs to look like it belongs to your company.
It even handles the branding.
Yep.
Yeah. You just dictate your company's color hex codes in the prompt. You set the specific font styles, and the system picks the right visual charts automatically.
So it decides the charts.
It knows to use bar charts for comparing regional data or line charts for showing trends over time.
Does the model actually understand visual hierarchy, or is it just formatting text based on a preset template?
Think of it this way. Gemini is not just looking at the words in your file. It mathematically maps your data points to established design rules.
Okay.
If it sees a column adding up to 100%, that inherently triggers a geometric mechanism to visualize parts of a whole. It actually measures contrast ratios for the hex codes you provide to ensure the text is readable.
So it acts as the geometric layout engine for your data.
Spot on. You just review the final draft. It is absolutely perfect for internal reviews or, weekly investor updates.
Okay, so we have successfully structured flat data visually. Let us climb one rung higher on the ladder.
Let's do it.
We are going to apply that exact same structuring power to the physical world.
Yeah.
Time, logistics, and geography.
Travel planning.
Yes.
If you are listening to this and thinking, well, I have tried AI travel planners and they are completely terrible, you are right.
They really are?
They usually just spit out a generic top 10 list of tourist traps.
Because the prompts people use are way too simple. Like, plan a trip to Portugal is not a strategy.
Right. The fix here is giving Gemini a highly specific role. You do not ask it for a list. You tell it to act as a seasoned food writer spending 4 days in Porto, focusing only on local markets and authentic dining.
I get that a role changes the tone of the output. But what about the actual logistics?
Yeah.
I hate when these things tell me to go to a cafe, then a museum across town, and then back to a restaurant near the first cafe. It is infuriating.
That is where the workflow gets incredibly practical. In your prompt, you strictly demand that it groups all stops by geographical district.
Oh, that's smart.
This entirely avoids crossing the city back and forth. You force it to write a one-sentence justification for each stop. Then here is the killer feature.
Okay.
You ask it to convert the daily mapped routes into shareable Google Maps URLs.
That is brilliant. There is no manual copying and pasting of foreign addresses into your phone while you are standing on a sidewalk.
Exactly. You just click the single link when you arrive at the airport and your entire day is routed. And it works for any scenario.
Like what?
A weekend traveling with toddlers, scouting remote coffee shops for deep work. You just swap the role in the prompt.
Why does assigning a subjective role, like a food writer, dramatically change the objective geographical output?
Because roles act as strict negative constraints.
Yeah.
When you assign a persona, the AI automatically filters out anything outside that specific persona's interests.
I see.
It stops processing data about historical monuments and only allocates its processing power to culinary data.
A persona is just a sophisticated filter for geographical data.
Exactly. It narrows the universe of options instantly. It puts blinders on the AI so it stays focused.
Okay, let's keep climbing. If Gemini can map physical routes and filter the physical world, the next logical step is mapping digital workflows.
We are going to stay inside Canvas mode for this one. Generating functional app prototypes.
App prototypes.
Yeah. You give Gemini a short, structured brief. In about 3 minutes, you get a working digital dashboard.
Give me a concrete scenario. What kind of dashboard are we talking about?
Imagine you manage a local co-working space. You need a dashboard that tracks daily desk bookings.
Okay.
It needs to handle guest check-ins. It has to show available meeting rooms in real time. You give it that brief, and it builds the interface, even populating it with realistic sample data like names and times.
You know, I have to admit, I still wrestle with prompt drift myself when building complex things.
It happens to everyone.
I ask for a dashboard, I try to fix one small thing, and by the third tweak, the AI forgets the original design entirely and the whole thing breaks.
That is the exact problem Canvas mode solves. Iteration is your safety net here. You do not need a perfect first prompt anymore.
Yeah.
If a button is the wrong color, you highlight just that one specific button and tell the AI to change it. You do not regenerate or restart the whole app.
You just refine the edges without breaking the core structure.
Yes, you can specify exact visual cues block by block, make open desks emerald green, make booked desks amber.
Nice.
It creates a highly modular layout that works on both desktop and mobile views automatically.
But can you actually test the logic flow, or is it just a static mock-up, like a painted picture of a dashboard?
You can actually simulate many scenarios. If you click Book a Desk in the preview, the UI will actively respond and change the state of that desk to booked. It is stateful.
It builds a reactive environment, not just a painted picture.
It is a massive shortcut for product teams. Developers can use these interactive prototypes as an immediate starting point instead of sketching on whiteboards.
We just built a tool for internal use. Now let us push that exact capability outward. We are moving up to customer-facing tools.
For this, we are moving out of Canvas and into Google AI Studio.
Okay.
For the listeners, AI Studio is Google's free developer playground for building and testing AI tools. We are going to create lead magnet widgets.
By widgets, we mean standalone interactive tools you can actually embed on your own website to capture client interest.
Exactly. Think of a B2B business creating an e-commerce ROI calculator.
Right.
You prompt AI Studio to build a tool with multiple active input fields: monthly ad spend, expected revenue, current conversion rate.
Wait, with actual live inputs that the user can drag around?
Real-time updating sliders. The math recalculates instantly on the screen. It even builds an email capture field at the bottom to lock in the lead.
Right, and?
Whoa. Imagine deploying live interactive widgets in minutes without a front-end dev. It is actually wild.
It builds immense trust with a potential user. Interacting with a live calculator provides way more value than downloading some static PDF guide.
And you can export the final code directly to GitHub. You can host it live on your site. This entire workflow completely bypasses traditional front-end development bottlenecks.
But wait, how does it handle the underlying math without hallucinating the numbers?
Good question.
Language models are notoriously bad at reliable math because they just predict the next likely word.
Because in this specific environment, it isn't predicting text for the answer. It actually writes and executes deterministic code based on the mathematical formulas you request in the prompt.
It writes deterministic code to anchor the underlying logic.
Exactly. So the math is flawless. Mid-roll sponsor read goes here.
All right, we are back. We have mastered text, we have manipulated code, and we have built visual interfaces.
We have.
Now let us see how Gemini handles the absolute messy reality of human audio.
We are talking about analyzing sales calls and team meetings. You stay right inside AI Studio for this.
Okay.
You upload a raw audio recording file directly, a messy client check-in, a chaotic weekly team sync.
Audio is notoriously difficult to structure. Text is clean, but human speech is a disaster of interruptions and half-finished thoughts.
Gemini handles the chaos natively. It automatically separates each speaker's lines. It labels exactly who said what, even if they interrupt each other.
But if I am a sales director, I don't just want a raw transcript.
No, of course not.
Reading a 20-page transcript of a meeting is practically useless.
The output is far more advanced than transcription. It actually tracks emotional sentiment across the entire duration of the call. Then it generates a synthesized post-call review card.
Almost like a senior manager sitting in the room giving you feedback.
Exactly like that. It highlights your specific wins. Maybe it notes that you handled a hostile price objection perfectly at the 20-minute mark.
Okay.
But it also flags your misses. It might point out that you jumped to pitching the pricing tier way too early in the conversation. And it pulls concrete audio timestamps and quotes to prove its point.
Specialized software platforms that do this usually cost enterprise teams hundreds of dollars a month per user.
And you can build a custom version for free in about 10 minutes. You can then share that exact grading workflow with your entire sales team, ensuring you have consistent, objective criteria for everyone.
How nuanced is that sentiment tracking when multiple people are talking over each other? Human meetings get loud.
It does not just read the transcribed words. It identifies individual vocal patterns.
Like what?
The pitch, the speed, the volume. It uses those to accurately map the emotional shifts of each specific speaker over time.
It isolates emotional arcs for every individual in the room.
It is brilliant for tracking your own communication patterns over time. You start to notice your own blind spots.
Okay, so raw audio analysis is incredibly powerful for internal company meetings. But what about analyzing public, highly polished video content?
This workflow turns YouTube videos into highly polished written articles, and the best part is you do not need to download massive video files.
Wow.
You do not need third-party transcription tool.
You literally just use the public URL.
Direct ingestion. You paste any public YouTube link directly into the prompt. Gemini automatically pulls the entire video content, the creator's description, and even the thumbnail image.
But if I am honest, every time I see a blog post that was clearly just a regurgitated YouTube transcript, it is a terrible read.
Oh, they're usually awful.
People speak very differently than they write. It never flows.
That is usually the prompt's fault, not the AI's. The crucial step here is rigorously enforcing a style guide.
Enforcing a style guide.
You must dictate the exact tone. You dictate the sentence rhythm. You provide a list of cliché AI phrases to avoid. You must define the target audience clearly.
You've essentially make it act like a senior editorial writer.
Yes, not just a transcription cleaner. You explicitly tell it to start the article with the single clearest takeaway.
Yeah.
You tell it to move logically through the arguments. You command it to teach the reader, not just summarize what the guy in the video said.
You feed it a URL. Does it literally watch the visual frames, or is it just scraping the hidden closed captions on the back end?
This is the massive leap. It natively processes the visual video stream and the audio stream simultaneously without ever needing an intermediary text transcript.
Wow.
It sees the whiteboard diagrams and it hears the explanation.
Direct multimodal ingestion, completely bypassing the text middleman.
It saves creators hours of repurposing work. You can turn a deeply researched video essay into a standalone, high-quality newsletter instantly.
Digesting a single video perfectly is a great magic trick. But scaling that depth of analysis to an entire content ecosystem, that is the ultimate test of this system.
Auditing entire YouTube channels. This final workflow is incredibly potent for strategists. You simply provide a YouTube channel handle.
And Gemini builds a comprehensive diagnostic card for the whole brand.
It checks the most recent upload batches. It pulls current viewership data.
Right.
It issues formal grades on the channel's market positioning, its posting cadence, and its audience response rate. It literally charts the growth curve.
The sources mentioned a specific channel called AI Fire as a case study for this.
Yes, the AI fire example is perfect. Gemini analyzed the channel and gave it a C+ for positioning.
Ouch.
The feedback was brutal, but it was fair. It noted that the content was way too broad, which led to fragmented viewership. But it gave the channel an A- for posting cadence, praising their strong publishing systems.
High-end media consultants easily charge thousands of dollars for that exact kind of strategic audit.
Gemini executes it in about 4 minutes. It identifies precisely which video formats pull loyal viewers in and which formats drag the channel's overall performance down.
Right.
It uses actual historical video titles to give you concrete feedback.
And it prescribes the next steps to fix the grades.
It outputs 3 immediate quick wins. It suggests 3 long-term structural changes, and it pitches 5 highly specific new video ideas based entirely on empirical data.
But let me challenge that. Are these letter grades purely arbitrary, or are they anchored in something real?
Fair question.
I know AI loves to just invent authoritative-sounding grades to please the user.
They are not arbitrary at all. They are directly calculated from the channel's actual empirical data, cross-referenced with historical audience retention patterns across the platform.
The grades are strictly anchored in historical performance metrics.
It is an objective reality check, not just an AI making educated guesses.
We have looked at 7 incredibly disparate workflows today. We went from geometric slide decks to travel logistics to code generation to channel audits.
We covered a lot of ground.
Synthesizing the underlying engine that makes all of this function so well is critical.
It really all comes down to mastering one big idea.
2-sec silence, the 4-part prompt structure. Let's unpack this framework slowly, because this is the engine.
It is the absolute difference between generating generic garbage and building highly usable assets.
Part 1, role. You must tell the AI its job. Are you a minimalist product designer? Are you a seasoned editorial writer? Are you a B2B sales director?
The role sets the entire intellectual approach for the task.
Part 2, input. Give it the specific messy data, a CSV file, a YouTube URL, a chaotic audio recording.
Without specific input, the system is just hallucinating in the dark.
Part 3, output format. Tell it exactly what to build. Do not just say, make a thing out of this data.
Right.
Ask for a 10-slide deck. Ask for an interactive widget with live sliders. Ask for a diagnostic report card.
You have to force its reasoning into a highly specific container.
Part 4, rules. Establish your negative constraints. Use these exact brand colors. Write at an 8th grade reading level. Never use the word synergy.
Rules are what make the final output actually feel like it belongs to you.
The sources used an interesting phrase. They said building prompts this way is like stacking Lego blocks of data.
Yeah, I like that.
You assemble these 4 distinct pieces, you click them together, and you build whatever machine you need for the day.
I see what they mean, but I actually think it is a bit more dynamic than just stacking blocks.
Yeah, honestly, I like to think of it more like setting up bowling bumpers for the AI.
Bowling bumper.
Yeah. The role and the rules are the bumpers.
Yeah.
You are forcing the AI's massive processing power straight down the lane toward the exact output format you want.
Oh, that makes sense.
If you set the bumpers correctly, the AI physically cannot roll off into the gutter of generic hallucinations.
That is a much better way to look at it. Without those bumpers, that ball goes absolutely everywhere.
Exactly.
My advice to anyone listening is to pick just one of these workflows today. Try the presentation builder or the travel itinerary.
Just pick one.
Run your prompt, look critically at what it gives you, adjust your bumper rules, and run it again. In 3 quick rounds of iteration, you will have a reusable asset that saves you hours every single week.
We leave you with this measured thought to mull over. We now live in a reality where a free AI tool can flawlessly mimic a senior graphic designer.
Yeah.
It can mimic a seasoned travel writer. It can replicate a high-paid YouTube strategist, all conjured out of thin air from a simple 4-part prompt, beat. If the machine can generate the perfect answer on demand at 0 marginal cost,
Right.
what becomes the uniquely human skill in the workplace of tomorrow? Beat. Perhaps the value shifts entirely, away from answering things correctly toward asking the right questions.